Welcome back to Les Schwab Tire Center's Outdoor GPS, presented by Fisherman's Marine and Outdoor. Now, it's real time.
Welcome back, everyone. Thank you very much for joining us this morning. Now, we've got Eric Winther. He is with the Pikeminnow Reward Program, and we're going to find out how things finally wrapped up with this year's Pikeminnow Reward Program. Now, Eric, we wanted to get you in here this morning. That wasn't able to happen, but we can still get this info out. How did everything go? And from your perspective, overall, how was that season?
Hey, Owen, we had a really, what I'd call solid season. The total harvest was just under 160,000, and 160 is our average over the last 31 years. So we were just under that 156 plus, but some really good fishing as far as catch per angler, up about 13 fish per angler per day.
Wow.
And 3 stations over 20,000. I'm really happy with how things went. And we pulled off the whole phone app installation too. So things are looking up. I'm pretty excited, looking forward to next year doing even better.
Now let's talk a little bit about that phone app. I know that was definitely something that you've been planning on and wanting to get out there for convenience for the folks that were going to participate. Overall, did you find that people were, acclimating to it pretty well?
Yeah, I mean, there's like any app launch, we had a few little glitches, but our effort, which is participation, really jumped up noticeably. And a lot of that, it looks like, is attributable to the phone app, which totally makes sense, because if you can sign up on the phone, you don't have to drive to a station. That means more time with line in the water. That means more fish usually. And that seems to be the way it panned out this year. Probably get a couple things smoothed out by next year. It'll be even better, but pretty straightforward and simple for the folks that took advantage of it.
Now, you mentioned quickly there that there were 2 different stations, 2 different locations that were very close to each other in the final numbers. Which locations were those?
Yeah, so normally our season is usually the Dalles or Boyer Park, way up on the Snake River, are the top stations, and they kind of battle it out. But this year we had kind of the Washougal station snuck in there and was the number 2 station by only a couple hundred fish off from that Boyer Park station. So that reflects what we saw, that there was really some great fishing in the area below Bonneville and just above Bonneville this year. So that's pretty cool from this area.
That's a first. Now, I've been doing this a while. Eric, we've been able to work with each other and keep this information out in the forefront for several years now. But Washougal and Chinook Landing in particular, they've never been in that kind of a number range when you're talking about overall. Is there any reason why that actually is? Is it participation only? Was it fish that were always here that just never really got targeted? Any idea why that might be?
Well, I think it's a little bit of both. I mean, anglers are kind of creatures of habit, so they go where the fish are, and that doesn't, or where they think the fish are, put it that way. And so we had some of our anglers figure out some of these spots on the upstream and downstream side of Bonneville that held out all year, and there were just a bunch of fish in there. And like all pikeminnow fishing, there's windows of opportunity. You don't know how long these windows are going to be there. Might be days, weeks, months, years, but at some point they slam closed. And this year, because we're close to the Portland-Vancouver population center, we had a number of people that were able to exploit those fish from those areas. And that's what really bumped the Washougal numbers up.
Well, they were impressive. It was interesting to watch it each week, and I know that the folks that were actually out there fishing really appreciated all those numbers, because it did help them make a decision on where to spend their time. All right, so Eric, don't go anywhere. When we come back, I got to ask the question, the dollar amount, right? We're not going to get the name of everyone, but who it was? Is it somebody new? How big was that number? Because we're always curious, is it 80, 90, $100,000 people? Pretty interesting. When we come back to that, we'll have Eric Winther in just a few minutes with the remainder of our Pikeminnow wrap-up. We'll be right back.
Outdoor GPS is brought to you by Chevy Silverado and the impressive new Turbo Max engine. Flex your muscle with the strongest, most advanced Silverado ever. Official truck of Outdoor GPS.